Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. We've all seen those jaw-dropping images of volcanoes erupting, spewing massive clouds of ash miles into the sky. It's a spectacular, terrifying display of nature's power. We usually think about the immediate danger, the lava flows, the ash blanketing towns. But what if I told you the biggest impact of these eruptions isn't on the ground, but high above us, silently shaping our entire planet's climate? Today, we're diving deep into the heart of the volcano to uncover a fascinating paradox. Is volcanic ash a silent climate killer, or could it be an unexpected ally in a warming world? The answer, as you'll see, is a lot more complex and surprising than you might think. So let's start with the basics. When a volcano like Mount Pinatubo in the Philippines erupted in 1991, it didn't just throw rock and dust into the air. It shot an enormous plume of gas and particles straight into the stratosphere, the layer of our atmosphere above the one we live in. The most important of these gases is sulfur dioxide. Now here's where the magic happens. Once in the stratosphere, this sulfur dioxide reacts with water to form tiny droplets of sulfuric acid, creating a hazy layer of what we call sulfate aerosols. Think of it like a giant natural sunshade wrapping around the Earth. These tiny particles are incredibly effective at reflecting sunlight back into space. The effect is dramatic. Following the Pinatubo eruption, scientists measured a noticeable drop in global temperatures, about 0.5 degrees Celsius, or nearly 1 degree Fahrenheit. It might not sound like much, but on a global scale, it's a huge deal. This cooling effect lasted for about 2 years before the aerosols eventually fell out of the stratosphere. This is the volcanic winter you might have heard about. A clear case of volcanoes acting as a powerful, albeit temporary, brake on global warming. So, case closed, right? Volcanoes are our climate allies, giving us a much-needed cool down. Well, hold on a second. That's only half the story. The relationship between volcanoes and climate is a double-edged sword. While the sulfate aerosols high in the stratosphere have a cooling effect, the story is different for the volcanic ash, the tiny particles of rock and glass that falls closer to Earth. When this dark ash settles on glaciers and ice sheets in places like Greenland or the Arctic, it changes the game entirely. Think about wearing a black t-shirt on a sunny day versus a white one. The black shirt absorbs more heat, right? The same principle applies here. Bright white ice is fantastic at reflecting sunlight, a phenomenon known as the albedo effect. But when you coat that ice with a layer of dark volcanic ash, it's like putting a black shirt on a glacier. Instead of reflecting sunlight, the ice starts absorbing it. This causes the surface to melt much faster than it normally would. So, while the stratosphere is cooling, the Earth's vital ice caps could be melting at an accelerated rate because of the very same eruption. This contributes to sea level rise and disrupts delicate polar ecosystems. One single eruption can have both a cooling and a warming effect at the same time, just in different parts of the planet. But let's add another layer of complexity. Volcanoes aren't just spewing out sun-blocking particles. They are also one of nature's biggest sources of carbon dioxide, the most famous greenhouse gas. Over geological time, millions of years of volcanic activity have released massive amounts of CO2, shaping Earth's atmosphere and keeping it warm enough for life to exist in the first place. However, it's crucial to put this into perspective with human activity. All the volcanoes on Earth combined release, on average, less than 1% of the CO2 that we humans do each year from burning fossil fuels, deforestation, and industrial processes. So while volcanoes played a huge role in the climate of the past, their CO2 contribution today is a drop in the bucket compared to our own. The idea that volcanoes are the main drivers of current global warming is a common myth. So, where does that leave us? We have volcanoes that can temporarily cool the planet with stratospheric aerosols, but can also accelerate ice melt with fallen ash, and they release a steady but relatively small amount of CO2. Are they a killer or an ally? The answer is, they're neither. They are a powerful, chaotic, and completely natural part of the Earth's climate system. Their effects are a reminder of how interconnected everything is. An eruption on one side of the world can lower temperatures on the other, while simultaneously melting ice caps at the poles. It's a delicate and sometimes violent dance. This has even led some scientists to explore a controversial idea called geoengineering. The theory is, if volcanoes can cool the planet by putting aerosols into the stratosphere, could we do it ourselves? Could we intentionally spray particles into the upper atmosphere to create our own man-made volcanic winter and counteract global warming? It's a tantalizing but terrifying idea, filled with immense risks and unknown consequences. What would it do to weather patterns, to rainfall, to agriculture? Tinkering with the entire planet's thermostat is a step no one is ready to take lightly, and it highlights the unpredictable power we're trying to mimic. Ultimately, studying volcanoes teaches us humility. They show us the sheer scale of the natural forces that govern our planet and put our own impact into a stark, humbling context. They are not a simple hero or villain in our climate story, but a powerful, wild character that has shaped our world for billions of years and will continue to do so long after we're gone. They are a constant reminder that we live on a dynamic, breathing planet. So the next time you see a volcano erupting on the news, remember that you're not just watching a local disaster. You're witnessing a global climate event in real time, a complex and powerful force of nature with ripple effects that touch every corner of our world. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive today. What do you think? Are the cooling effects worth the risks of accelerated melting? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into the heart of our planet's climate engine, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures into the science that shapes our world. See you next time.